After all I sacrificed, my daughter chose her mom's new husband over me. So I walked away and never looked back. Hello Reddit, I plus here. My name is Malcolm Reyes. I'm 47 now. And if you'd told me 10 years ago that I'd be estranged from my only daughter, the little girl I once stayed up with during her fevers, the one whose ballet recitals I never missed, I wouldn't have believed you. But that's exactly what happened. My ex-wife, Selena, and I divorced when our daughter Ava was 13. The marriage had been dead for years. Selena wanted more money, more attention, more freedom, and I was too busy working double shifts to notice she'd emotionally checked out long before she physically left. When I finally discovered her affair, it had already been going on for months. The man? A sleazy, smooth-talking financial advisor named Greg. He was the kind of guy who always had too many rings on his fingers and not enough sincerity in his words. Selena moved in with him 3 weeks after our divorce was finalized. I fought hard for shared custody of Ava, and for a while, it worked. Every other week she stayed with me. I kept her routines intact. I cooked her favorite meals, made time no matter how late I got home. I even started going to therapy, just to make sure I wasn't letting my anger towards Selena affect how I treated Ava. But slowly, things started to change. Ava became distant, less talkative. She started missing our weekends together, saying she had plans or school projects she had to work on at her mom's. I could feel her slipping away from me, but I couldn't figure out why. She never said anything outright. No tantrums, no accusations, just silence. Then came the day I'll never forget. It was her high school graduation. I had been texting her all week, asking where to meet, what time to bring the flowers. No response. I thought maybe she was overwhelmed. Then I saw the photos online. Selena had thrown a massive graduation party for Ava. There were banners, catered food, family from both sides, and Greg, standing beside Ava, beaming like he was her biological father. Ava had captioned it, "The two people who've always had my back." I wasn't invited, not even mentioned. I didn't confront her that day. I just sat in my car in the grocery store parking lot and cried like I hadn't since my own father died. The kind of cry that shakes your ribs and leaves your throat raw. Not from anger, from grief. I had lost her, and not to death, but to deception. I later found out the truth from my sister, who still kept in touch with Selena's side of the family. It turns out Selena had been rewriting our history. She told Ava that I left them, that I chose work over family, that I cheated first, that Greg had stepped up while I walked out. She twisted everything, playing the victim in a story where she was the one holding the knife, and Ava believed her. For a while, I still tried. I sent gifts, called on birthdays, left messages that were never returned. The final blow came when she turned 21. I called to wish her a happy birthday. She picked up, finally, and said, "Greg is the only real dad I've ever had. You were just there." That was the last time we spoke. I didn't fight back. I didn't beg. I just whispered, "Okay," and hung up. I've built a new life since then. I remarried 2 years ago. My wife, Tanya, has 2 sons from a previous marriage, and though I was cautious at first, they've accepted me more warmly than my own blood ever did. Last month, I got a letter in the mail from Avenue. She apologized. Apparently, Greg had been arrested for financial fraud. He'd been embezzling money from his clients for years. When everything crashed, Selena finally confessed that she had manipulated Ava all those years, weaponizing her love to punish me for the divorce. Ava said she was sorry, that she didn't know who to believe back then, and she chose wrong. I haven't written back, not because I want revenge, but because sometimes walking away is the only way to protect yourself from people who only love you when it's convenient. I gave her my best years, my best effort, my unconditional love, and when she was old enough to choose, she chose someone else. I won't hate her for it, but I won't forget it either. I wish I could say I was surprised by Ava's letter, but the truth is, I'd been waiting for something like it, just not in the way you'd expect. When you've been painted as the villain in someone else's fairy tale, you learn to live in the shadows of their comfort. You bite your tongue through birthdays missed, graduations unacknowledged, and holidays where you're replaced in pictures by a man who knew your family for half the time you did. You grow quieter, not because you're weak, but because you realize shouting the truth into a storm won't change where the lightning strikes. Still, the letter stirred something in me. She wrote 5 pages. She started with, "Dad, if it's still okay to call you that." I stopped reading right there the first time, not out of anger, but because I needed to brace myself. That small sentence cut deeper than any of the silences before. The fact that she had to question whether she could still call me Dad told me everything I needed to know. She'd spent the last several years erasing me, and now that her illusion had shattered, Greg behind bars, Selena exposed, she was dusting off the box labeled Dad and hoping I'd still fit inside. Eventually, I read the rest. She talked about how, over time, Greg and her mom created this version of me that was easy to hate, that I was cold, distant, unfaithful, that I didn't care about her, only my job. She admitted to being confused, wanting to believe me but overwhelmed by Selena's evidence. Old text messages taken out of context, deleted voicemails, even a fake email account supposedly proving I had moved on from them first. But what really broke her, she said, was what came after the arrest. Greg had stolen nearly $400,000 from his clients. One of them was Ava's college roommate's father. That's how she found out. The FBI showed up, and Ava learned that nearly everything Greg had ever bought for her, her car, her study abroad trip, even part of her tuition, was with stolen money. Then came the whispered conversations between Selena and Greg, recorded jailhouse calls Ava found when she dug deeper. Her mother admitted to manipulating her. "It was the only way I could get even," Selena said. "He destroyed me. I just wanted Ava to love someone better." Someone better? That line alone told me Selena never really knew who I was. I had sacrificed so much. Not just money or time, but my peace, my identity, my pride. I let myself be dragged through courtrooms and parenting plans just to stay in my daughter's life. And all the while, Selena was turning Ava into a weapon, and Greg into a shield. The last paragraph of Ava's letter was the hardest to read. "I know it's too late to undo the years, but I hope it's not too late to know you again. I don't want anything from you. Just a conversation. I want to hear your side, for once." That letter sat on my desk for 3 weeks. Every day I'd pick it up, unfold it, read it again, and every time I'd feel something different. Anger, sorrow, grief, exhaustion. I didn't respond. Not immediately. Instead, I revisited old photos. Not just of her, but of me. Who I was back then. I wasn't perfect. I made mistakes. I missed a few piano recitals, came home too late sometimes, got short-tempered when I was stretched thin. But I showed up. I didn't abandon her. I didn't feed her lies. I didn't poison her childhood to win points. I raised her with honesty and love, and that counts for something, even if no one noticed at the time. Eventually, I wrote her back, a simple message. "Ava, I got your letter. I want to believe you're sincere. I really do.